What did you need? Hold on. I've got you. Not very impressive. My back. I'll pay for that. Teach you. Good night.
I should really lay off on those sweet rolls.
What was that?
You have my back, and
I won't do anything. I mean... Bye.
My parents were funny people. I mean weird funny, not the haha kind.
Well, as you can see, we made it into the
take a left up here. This is one of those weird double-barred security measures that my father put in when he got more. If we follow that path around, we can find the siege. Hold on.
undercroft of Castle Volkihar.
Well, aren't you lucky? Only more to come.
Not very impressive.
To find Valerica. Serana's mother.
So, what's inside?
Are you alright? Record 5D 20. Forget it. I knew we'll be here.
This leads out to the courtyard. Just head for the door.
And we need Serana's mother, because she has one of the Elder Scrolls.
What happened to this place? Everything's been torn down. The whole place looks, well, dead. It's like we're the first to set foot here in centuries. This used to lead to the castle's great hall. It looks like my father had it sealed up. I used to walk through here after evening meals. It was beautiful once. This was my mother's garden. It Do you know how beautiful something can be when it's tended by a master for hundreds of years? She would have hated to see it like this. Wait.
You and I make a great couple. Oh, I mean like a team, not like... Forget it.
Very clever, Mother. Very clever. I've never been in those tunnels before, but I'd bet they run right under the courtyard and into the tower ruins. Well, at least we're getting closer. Let's go.
Say so. Your home, not mine.
I've never even seen this part of the castle before. Be careful. I don't know what might be around. Ahem. My fellow travelers. Well, turns out my mother is sneaky. I wonder if she's...
This does it! Do the whole of man a favor and just die, will you?
That's enough out of you.
Can I ask you something? I'm all ears. Well, not literally. Would you rather have no gold and be good looking, or rich and ugly? As much as I like gold, I would never give up my amazing looks. What can you get with gold anyway? A fancy house? A new sword? How boring. Yes,
Ahem.
let's go.
My fellow traveling companion, doesn't this courtyard look nice? It's serene in a certain way, and uniquely beautiful, like a certain... maybe. Well, actually, yeah, the garden actually didn't age well. No, I wasn't talking about you. Well, I was. Well, it's entirely possible. Now, enough of that. We got a job to do.
Of course. Growing on me.
Have you ever tried bareback? I didn't like it. It started to make me a little sore after a while.
Who's there?
What's with the funny face?
Sneaking past me? A great mistake. That's enough out of you. Who's that? There you are. weapons up. Oh, mucking about. Let's do this. That's enough out of you. Hold on. Did you hear me? I'm not someone to be trifled with. Ahem. My fellow trap, it's serene in a certain way, and no, I wasn't talking about you. Well, it's entirely. Now, enough of that. We got a job to do.
Again?
Hold on. Did you hear something? That'll teach you. Weapons. If you need anything. Who's there? Close quarters it is then. Your own grave.
You think we could so much your own
At least
size?
make it interesting.
Bigger, as you would stand more chance than beating me.
Stay close to me. We'll take them on together. Stay close to me. We'll take them on together.
3 of them. No, not this.
I don't think we've reached the top yet. I bet there's some sort of secret passage around here. My fellow, it's serene in a certain way. No, I wasn't talking about you. Well, now, enough of that. We got a job to do. Well done, Serana. Nice. You really are as eloquent as an ice wraith. Leave it to my mother. Always smarter than I give
Oh,
her credit for.
God. What is this place?
I love teasing guys. After I
Look
went
at this
bear
place.
hunting one day,
This has
I
to
asked
be
the
it.
hunter if he wanted to
I
see my
knew she
bear
was deep
chest.
into necromancy.
I
mean,
showed him the bell that
taught
the
me
bear
everything
eyes
I know,
killed and pointed
but
to its
I
chest.
had no idea she
Oh,
had a
you should
setup
have
like
seen the
this.
disappointment on his face.
Look at all of this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone. My mother was meticulous about her research. If we find her research notes, there might be some hints in there. Dexion said something about that scroll. What was it? Something to do with dragons, I think. Maybe we should try asking at the College of Winterhold. Sounds like something they'd know about. I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig that up.
Serana, I found something.
Any luck yet? Alright. If you run into any trolls, just remember they're more scared of you than you are of them. It still feels kind of weird, waking up after thousands of years, even at this point. Just thinking about an empire in Cyrodiil, I definitely thought everything would end with the Remens. Any luck yet? You did? Let me see. I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems. That the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn. The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the soul cairn itself. That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn. A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts. Oh, damn it. We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place. Not bad. We'd better hope that it's good enough. Mistakes with these kinds of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just need to find them.
I need to find. Why me? Why aren't you doing anything? Christ. Cold. So, cards. are dusted. Fire salts, purified fluid salts, got those. Last thing, bone meal, lavender. Got bone meal. Finally grounded. Well, Serana, they have everything we need.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood. Of course. What is it? I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost. Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried about me, about all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible, before he really went over the edge. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then? All right, here goes. I'm wondering what my mother got up to here. She, by the blood of my ancestors, she did it. Created a portal to the soul cave. Incredible.
Yep.
Are you all right?
Yeah,
That looked
well, painful. Won't let me in.
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's hard to describe. The soul Carin is, well, hungry, for a lack of a better word. It's trying to take your life essence as payment. There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem. Not your first choice, I'd guess. Maybe we could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours. My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the ideal masters. That might be enough to satisfy them. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the soul cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe. I'm sorry. I wish I knew a better way. Something that would be easier for you. Just know that, whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes, things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
Alright.
Have you made up your mind? Are you sure? I'm willing to do it, but you need to think it through. You'll remain mortal, but you'll find yourself weakened within the soul cairn. I know this is difficult for you. I hope you trust me. I'd never do anything that could hurt you. Thank you. Let's not waste any more time then. I promise to make this as painless as possible. Hold still. Ah, the smell here. Let's try to handle this quickly. But looks like we'll be dealing with the smell of rot while we're here. Lovely. If she really is here, I wonder how my mother managed to deal with it. How do you manage to deal with it then? Me? I smell like nightshade and snowberries. Oh, you know what? You should be talking. I have a heightened sense of smell, you know. If you think you smell like blossoms after frolicking in a fetid cave, you are sorely mistaken. But, hey, you're actually not too bad. For a walking meat bag. Porker face. Well, that is just not true anymore.
That's the first time I have
We're being
heard.
awfully carefree, aren't we? I mean, for being trapped in a realm of oblivion with no guaranteed return.
That's the first time I heard her laugh in like forever.
Just have fun. Have someone who can help me forget about all the prophecies.
Well,
And
you
this
know,
awful God's curse of
sometimes you just need to laugh it off.
I'm starting to like you, okay? You're growing up. And what I said is true. Though, I definitely wouldn't want to end up here for all eternity. We got a job to do. Let's find my mother, and find a way out of here.
Oh, I don't have any. Because, you know, I never thought of bringing them. This looks promising. Pathway.
I get a lot of looks from people wherever I go. I'm not sure if it's because they find me attractive or because they think I'm a little odd. Or both.
But it can rain here? That's new. I think that might be. Dragons died here as well. I never liked this place. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. But, you know, he'll do anything for the love. There she is. That is Valerica.
Mother? Mother!
It can't be. Serana?
Is it really you?
Oh, she
Can't
looks
believe
good
it.
too.
How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him, to make everything right.
Wait a minute. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't.
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter? It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down. Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. You survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on stopping him? If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans? You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soulcairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
No.
Serana, this stranger, aligns herself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to her.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic.
Serana, if you'd only open your eyes... The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So, to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about? You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different. But in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again, but I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can. Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins. You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the Keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
Well, I already killed a couple of dragons, so
And
that
keep my
shouldn't be a
daughters safe.
problem. The tallest of them. That is probably the ones with the light coming out of them. So that is one. On